Hey, how are you doing today? Congratulations on being chosen as the best man. It's a huge honor to be chosen as somebody's best man, but with great honors comes great responsibilities. Giving a best man speech is one of the several duties and responsibilities that a best man has to perform, and it's an important one. Though we might have listened to several best men giving their speeches a number of times in our lifetime, when it's our time to give one, we tend to get nervous. It's quite natural since most of us aren't accustomed to speaking in public. But don't worry, you can put together a superb best man speech if you're willing to follow a few simple guidelines. So without wasting any more time, let's look into the top tips for making a great best man speech. It's important that your mindset and approach is appropriate for the speech. A best man speech is not like a boardroom or a seminar speech, so relax. You will be, after all, speaking to a social gathering in a casual atmosphere. Start early. Begin your preparation early. The sooner the better. Procrastination will only make things worse. And if you're planning to pull off an impromptu speech, well, I hope you know what you're trying to do. An extempore speech could result in a disaster, so be careful. Do your research and get the speech written. It is a good idea to create an outline of your speech first. For ideas, you can study some sample best man speeches available online. And you can even watch videos of real best men giving real best man speeches online. Split your speech into 4 parts while writing your speech. This will make the process easier for you. Here are the 4 parts. Number 1, the introduction. Number 2, the main section where you talk about the groom. Number 3, the section where you talk about the bride as well as the couple. And number 4, concluding part where you wind up your speech toasting the happy couple. Keep your speech short, but make sure that it is meaningful and has enough words to express your thoughts. As a rule of thumb, ideally it should be no longer than 5 minutes unless you are a first-rate orator. Otherwise, there's no need to make your speech unnecessarily long and bore the audience to death. Mirror the groom's personality. If the groom is a serious, thoughtful man, you'll do well to include more serious, thoughtful comments. Now, on the other hand, if the groom doesn't have a serious bone in his body and loves to laugh and joke about everything, you'll want to include more jokes and irreverent comments in your speech. Remember, your best man speech should fit the groom. Consider the groom's personality before writing anything. This will help you write a best man speech that is appropriate and personal. Don't make the blunder of forgetting or ignoring the bride entirely. Praise her, and if you happen to know her well, bring up her positive traits. Mention why you think they make an awesome couple together. Keep your comments suitable for all ages. While it can be funny to make slightly off-color comments about the groom, you need to walk a fine line here. Remember, there will be distant relatives at the wedding, and ages will range from small children to elderly adults. Don't drink excessively before you give your speech. 1 or 2 is okay if you think you need to warm yourself up a bit. And finally, here's the most important tip. Practice your speech. Practice until you become familiar to it. Familiarity brings about confidence, and when you are confident, you can do wonders. Well, that's pretty much it for today. But remember, these are only the top 10 best man speech tips and not the entire list of tips for best man speeches. There are several other tips and ideas that you might discover to be as important as the ones discussed in this presentation. For example, ideas for funny best man speeches, or maybe what to say while toasting the newlyweds. Discussing everything is beyond the scope of this short video. For that, I recommend you to visit bestmanspeechinsight.com. where you'll find everything you need to make outstanding best man speeches. No matter if you want to make a funny best man speech or one that is genuine or even a combination of both, Best Man Speech Insight has got them all covered. Simply click the link below the video and get access to endless Best Man Speech materials. Wish you all the best for a grand Best Man Speech experience.